Hi, everybody. So with gas prices up 40% from a year ago, a lot of people are turning to electric vehicles. But there's one major speed bump. Not enough public charging stations. Now that you may be about change, NBC News Now anchor Aaron Gilchrist sat down exclusively with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg to talk about electric vehicles. Aaron, talk us through this.
So essentially, Yasmin, the plan is to just pour a ton of money into building that structural foundation for the EV cars to be out there. Look, more than 1 million cars are going to hit the market, the car makers are telling us, over the next couple of years. And President Biden has said that he wants 50% of all the cars sold in this country to be electric vehicles in the next 8 years or so. And so he's sort of putting his money where his mouth is at this point. That bipartisan infrastructure bill that he signed last year contains a ton of money to make sure that people are able to get out there and actually power up. Electric cars are cruising down highways across the country. 489,000 of them sold in 2021, according to J.D. Power. Just over 3% of all cars bought last year. What's slowing EV down? Part of the problem is power.
That's exactly why we're making sure we have the backbone of a national charging network.
I sat down this weekend with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg just after the Biden administration announced a $5 billion five-year investment to build electric vehicle charging stations across the nation.
Look, it's going to take a while to have a full-fledged national charging network. It'll take across this decade to get to that 500,000 charger goal that we have. But we've already got a lot of chargers out across the country. This is about accelerating that to keep up and get ahead of the increasing popularity of these EVs.
Buttigieg says to get the money, states will have to submit plans to build EV chargers along interstate highways and major roads, making it more convenient to drive electric and to reduce what EV drivers called range anxiety. People have some anxiety about, am I going to make it?
No matter where you're headed, even on one of those long drives, you know that you will not have a problem any more than you would worry about being able to find gas when you take a trip on the interstate highway system today.
There are roughly 47,000 public charging stations around the country, but not every car can charge at every station. This funding is supposed to address that, too. Buttigieg says the charging plans that states come up with will have to ensure whatever car make you drive, you'll have access to compatible chargers.
We're not going to dictate the format, but we are going to require that it happens in a way that benefits everybody. These are taxpayer dollars, so it can't just be a blank check. We've got to make sure that they're being spent effectively.
We caught up with Buttigieg talking shop about electric cars with students at Heartland Community College in Normal, Illinois, home to a degree program training a new wave of EV builders and technicians. These are the guys who will help get more electric cars on the roads. And those cars are pretty pricey. The average cost for an electric car is more than $56,000, enough to leave many Americans out of the EV market. The auto industry is going all in on electric, planning to spend more than $515 billion on EVs in the next 5 to 10 years. Toyota, GM, Ford, and BMW already announcing massive investments to catch up to electric car leader Tesla.
We got to get that sticker price down. That's why we got to accelerate these things being produced on a widespread basis in the United States. And it's why we want more tax incentives to help buy down that upfront cost.
Now, to start building out this infrastructure, those 500,000 charging stations, states are going to have until August 1st to apply for a chunk of this money, the first round of money that will go out. And Yasmin, the secretary thinks that we'll start to see some of these charging stations up and running this year.
Here's hoping. Great interview, Aaron. Thank you so much for bringing it to us.
Yeah, fantastic.